Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt. Sorry about the hum of the air behind, but it's Florida. It's hot, and I'm not turning the air off to film. Today we're going to be comparing the Marrakesh palette to the Jaclyn Hill palette. I have a bunch of these palettes that I have to do like swatch videos for, and I was like, what do I have that looks like this? I'm like, oh, okay, open, stay. I was like, what palettes do I have that have very similar colors? And it dawned on me that this palette has a whole lot of similar shades. So I'm going to be swatching one on the top of my arm and the other one underneath of that to show the comparison of the colors, and we'll see just how many of these shades are very similar between these two palettes. And maybe we can mix and match shades to make shades to see if this palette is similar to this one. These are about the same price. This one I think was $37 and this one was $39. This is the original formula of the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is not the reformulated one without talc. This is the one that has talc and it doesn't have carmine in it. So first we're gonna start off with these two shades here. Then I'm gonna put these down here. So we'll do Jaclyn Hill on the bottom. And then I got my makeup cloth here to remove switchy stuff from my fingers. And if the camera moves, it's not me, it's Bubby rubbing his head on the roll cart. And then we're gonna do these two shades over here. Whoops. Oh well. Wrong placement. Right shade. I'm sure you guys will be able to figure out which one that's supposed to be similar to. So this one should have gone over this swatch and vice versa. That shade there is almost freaking identical. Look at this. Look at that. We have two matches so far. The blue shade I know isn't going to work, so we're going to avoid that. But we're going to go into the next row, which is the red, the Cafe au Rêve shade. And we're going to do it like this. I have to remember to go up because of arm hair. I just realized I have eyeshadow in this arm from the other arm. Hey, it ain't bath time, buddy. Just lay there and just purr, okay? It's not bath time. Better. Now, out of this palette, there is like this shade that I thought would be similar to the red. It might be a little, yeah, it's dark. And there's this cranberry-ish shade here. I'll do this one. I wonder if I mix these two shades if I could get that one. So let's try that. And we have a match. I mean, it's a bigger swatch, but it's basically that shade there. And then this shade here, I think it's going to be one of those top corner shades. It's either prissy or sissy or missy or bitchy. One of those three. I think it's this one, but I'll swatch this one too. Ooh, maybe it's both? Because this one's a little bit more orange than these two, but I think mixing the two shades, you could get something way blown out on your arm. It's close. Just needs a hint more like orange to it, but it's a pretty close shade. And I think, because of space and I have swatches on the other arm, I think what I'm going to do is Desert Sands next, and I'm going to grab this one right here. So we'll do Desert Sands and then this one. Desert Sands is a little bit more, has more copper color to it, whereas this one has more bronze. This might be too dark. It is, but I wonder if we mix. It's still a little dark. With Spice Market shade, I'm gonna stick in here. Because it's also very similar to these colors. And I think these two shades, like the one where I mix the shades, is very similar to that as well. The next one is Red City. And I think that I can mix two shades from the Jaclyn Hill palette to get it. So we're gonna do Red City. And we're gonna do this one here and this one. So this is Red City. Pretty close. The Golden Mosque shade, there isn't a shade like it, but I think with Henna and Aubergine there are going to be similar shades. So we'll do Henna first. It's a satin shade. Actually, looking at it, if it was more metallic, it would be like this one. Actually, I don't think there's going to be anything like that. So let's do Sweet Aubergine. Somehow I skipped a finger. And I think it's going to be similar to like one of these shades. So I think this one's Chip. Chip's got a little bit too much brown. And this one here, I think is too purple. But I wonder if we mix the two. We can get a pretty similar shade if we mix those two. So there's another almost match. The turmeric shade, I think, will be, what is that, Pooter? That baby poo mustard kind of shade. And I'm running out of arm space. Oh, forgot my pinky. I usually do pinky swatches because my fingers are so skinny. So let's do turmeric and this one. Oh, they're actually one's much darker than the other. I'm gonna stick these in here. Got fuzz from my cloth on my fingers. So those would be a no. There is no shade like the yellow one, but the top Hammam shade I think would be very similar to in light and the other one next to it. So those two shades there. And I'm sure there are other color combos in here that I could mix to get shades like these. So there's that. This is a satin shade actually. We'll do these on my hand. It's a light shade anyways. It's like close to my skin color. Like very close to my skin color. Let me zoom you guys in closer. So I'm gonna pick up the first two shades of the other palette. Oh, that's a lot lighter than I expected. Okay, let me clean my fingers. Maybe we'll try the next two shades. Somehow I have green on my knuckle. Alright, I think if I mix this shade and this shade, yep, it's pretty close. And just for S&Gs, I'm going to put this here and grab the first shade. I think the two shades, this one is the closest to this, so that's another dupe. This one's a little bit darker, but I think pretty spot on. So yeah, I think I can get several, if I mix and match shades in the Jaclyn Hill palette, I can get almost all of the shades out of the Marrakesh palette, except for that red. That red, I really didn't see anything in here that would be close to it. This one's too orange, this one's too like dark, so but yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna go outside and film in tree cover or shaded light outside, as well as direct sunlight. Let me know what you guys think of these shades. Do you think that these, I mean, looking at them like closely, I think these two shades and these two shades are very similar. I think this shade is very similar to this one, but when you mix it, it's close to this. This shade is closer to this one. This one, you can kind of get away with this. Those two, one's way too dark. This could be, you know, working on your ratio. I think you could get that. These two shades were pretty spot on mixing it to get this shade. This one, I didn't see one that would work. I'll try this one. Yeah, no, that's like too cool tone. So that doesn't work either. But I think this shade here, when you mix these two, you can get a shade very similar. And then, like I said, I mixed these two shades here and got this shade right here. So I think that mixing and matching, I could dupe this palette with this palette. And to be honest, I think working with both of these palettes, the shimmers and the Jaclyn Hill palette, are a little bit easier to work with. You don't have to like build them up too much, but the mattes in this one hands down win. So I think that if you owned one, you wouldn't need the other. But to be honest, I prefer the Nomad formula over the Morphe formula. And this is the only Morphe palette I have left. I have gotten rid of all of my other Morphe palettes. Here is the direct, well, not direct sunlight. We are under natural tree cover with some filtered light outside of the comparison swatches between the Jaclyn Hill palette and her first palette and the Nomad Cosmetics Marrakesh palette. I even have swatches on my hand. So there are like mixed shades here. The camera will focus, there we go. Okay, so here's the shade, and then here are the two mixed shades, trying to dupe out this one down here. And these two shades here look almost identical, but it's almost my skin color, so it's hard to see. But here's the rest of the swatches. There were quite a few very similar shades in this palette, or shades that were like exact dupes like these. I just put those in the wrong placement, so ignore my mistake. But yeah, some very, very similar shades between those two palettes. And now to go do direct sunlight videos, so you can see these in different lighting. I tried putting the camera in the shade. So here is the direct swatches in sunlight. And then the swatches on my hand. So hopefully you guys like this swatch video, or I should say swatch comparison video. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. You know, do you mix eyeshadows when you are applying them on your eyes? Because I know I do, and I mix shades all the time to find other shades that might work. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are.